Hey everybody, welcome back. So today's story is going to be about rival gangs. And by gangs, I don't mean ones that use guns or knives, no. We used synthesizers. We all listen to basically the same music. There's a lot of goths that like industrial music and then people who listen to industrial that like goth music. But it's still referred to as the goth scene. It just rolls off the tongue much better than industrial scene or industrial club. Goth club, industrial club. It just sounds better. It's all part of the same scene. When we would go to clubs, the clubs would play industrial music, they would play goth music, they would play synth pop, they would play new wave, and they even had separate rooms for each. You would have the goth room, then you'd have the industrial room. And that's basically how it was. And then with our friends within our group, our social circle, we had goths and people who listened to industrial because as a goth, I listened to industrial music, and my friends who were, very much rivet heads, they liked goth music as well. So what about these gangs I was talking about? It's a term I use very loosely and humorously because all these industrial bands kept popping up amongst our friends. And on Long Island, there were, we had NCC, we had Matrix, we had Mindframe, we had Interface, we had Sustained Emotion. A couple of my friends used to call them Cum Stained Lotion. I don't know why I remembered that. I might edit that out, but, for nostalgia's sake, we might just keep that in. Then they had their side projects where some of these bands would come together and form a sort of conglomerate. And then there was, Polymorph. Polymorph was actually really good. And then there was Holland Bulbhead. Holland Bulbhead shows were really hilarious because while the band was playing, they had people in Scream costumes that would actually make grilled cheese sandwiches on stage and then come down and then just hand it out to the crowd. So people would be sitting there watching the band play and eating grilled cheese sandwiches. So it was really bizarre, but really funny. So let's get to how they carried out that rivalry. So for the sake of not getting anybody into trouble or into fights with one another, I will allow these bands to remain nameless. But Band A noticed that Band B had the same ADAT machine as they did. So some of you may be thinking, well, what the hell is an ADAT machine? Basically, the best way I could describe the way an ADAT machine works is it records or holds all of your electronic music. So if you are playing a show, for example, you would bring your ADAT machine with you. And if you have people that can play some of the music, but obviously not all of it, if you have samples, you have synth lines, you don't have enough people to cover all of the sounds. The rest obviously be played through the ADAT while you have your keyboardist, your drummer, and obviously your vocalist. Now, there were some bands that actually cheated, and they would have people on stage pretending to sort of play keyboards, and everything was recorded on ADAT. So it was basically just the singer doing karaoke to everything that was on the ADAT machine. Now, unfortunately for Band B, they were a bunch of dicks, and they kind of deserved what was coming to them. What happened was they were playing a show at a venue called the Batcave, and at the Batcave, the stage was down below, and you can watch it from a platform up above. It's like there was a bunch of levels, and we were on the stairwell, just up against the banister and looking down while the band played. See, that was Band B. So Band A is the good band, Band B was the bad one. So Band A took the remote control with him to the ADAT machine to the show. They let the first song sort of go off without a hitch, and then after that, he decided to really screw with them and started changing the song on them mid-song and continued to do so throughout the entire set. It was so funny. I can laugh about this now, even though as fucked up as it is, I can laugh about it because I was a teenager, damn it. I didn't know any better. Now, this next one, I don't know if it was anyone else's doing, involved an entirely different band. If it were someone else's doing, obviously, I wasn't in on it. What happened was this involves the vocals, and a lot of industrial bands use vocal distortion. And when you're singing, you're doing vocals, a lot of people wear earpieces because it's difficult to hear yourself as you're singing. So the earpieces really help because you can hear yourself, and it also helps you sing a lot better. This man was he was not wearing an earpiece, and something happened to his vocal distortion. I don't know what, I don't know how it happened. I don't know if somebody managed to switch something on him, but his vocals, which were supposed to be very deep, very aggressive, think Frontline Assembly sort of vocals, like very brooding vocals to this really angsty industrial track, somehow got switched to chipmunk. So the band is playing this really aggressive industrial music, and he's really getting into it. You see him, he looks really angry and pissed off. but all that's coming out is like the voice of a chipmunk, and everybody's looking at each other. Some people are dying laughing. He doesn't even notice. This went on almost an entire song. You can see like people in a frenzy pressing buttons trying to figure out what the hell is going on. He was none the wiser because he was totally in the zone, but it was literally like watching Alvin and the Chipmunks headline an industrial show. It's fucking hilarious. Now, what good would one of these videos be without a little bit of a show and tell? The fun part about the show and tell is that it will be as much as a surprise to you as it is to me, because I will be editing it together a few days after I record. I have a few pictures now, and I also have links to the bands. However, I've reached out. I wanted to get a lot more to provide to you. So whatever extra I come up with will be an additional party bonus. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.